Hi everyone, welcome back to How To Tuesday. This week we're going to learn something very important for sewing and crafting, and that's learning about different types of fabric. Whether you're making a pair of pajama pants or even if you want to do some embroidery or applique on a piece of clothing, you're going to need to know what types of fabrics you can use and what makes those fabrics different from others. Selecting the right kind of fabric for your project is the best way for you to make sure that your project turns out exactly as you want it to. I've separated our fabrics into 3 different types today, and I'm going to use my handy size 8 knitting needle as my pointer. And our 3 different fabric selections are knits, fleeces, and felts, and then woven cottons. So we'll start up here with our knits. Now, you might be thinking, well, it's called a knit, so you make it with knitting needles, right? Well, you're not exactly wrong about that. Knits are made on very large machines that make a bunch of stitches, much like what you make when you knit. The good part about these knits is that they stretch, so watch. If I pull this, do you see how that stretches? And it kind of changes shape and then goes right back? That is what makes a knit a knit. It can stretch and bend very easily. This second fabric is also a knit, but while it's a knit, it's also something called a velveteen. So we've got a nice, soft, velvety surface here. And this one also has a little bit of stretch in it too. Then we'll move on to our felt and our fleece. Traditionally, felt is made from sheep's wool, and it's made by rubbing the wool together to turn those fibers into a solid piece of cloth. This felt, however, is made from recycled plastic. So while it might feel like real live wool felt, it's not. It's actually made from things like old plastic bottles and trash bags, so it's a good way to help the environment too. This is our fleece, and our fleece is very soft. So when you think about fleece, you might also think about sheep like you do with wool, but in this case, this is also made out of a plastic. So this is nice and soft and cuddly. It's very good for stuffed animals or making things like hoodies. And if you notice, this one also has a little bit of stretch. Do you see that? So it's kind of like a knit. Then over here, we have what are called our woven fabrics, and these are all woven cottons, and cotton comes from a plant. So these are made from natural fibers. This weight is a heavyweight cotton, so this would be good for making things like bags or seat cushions or maybe even placemats for your kitchen table. This is a lighter weight cotton. This is good for wearing clothing. So if you want to make yourself a nice pair of PJ pants or maybe even a summer dress, this would be a good one. And then this bottom one here, this is called a flannel. And a flannel is usually what you wear in your PJs. So this one's also very soft. So there you have it, my friends. That is a quick rundown of different types of fabrics that you can use for different crafts. Join me next week when I show you how to use one of these to make something really cool.